I found the 5 weirdest places on Earth. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to do something absolutely insane. I've scoured the entire globe, searching for the most bizarre, mind-blowing places on Earth. Forget everything you think you know. These 5 locations will make you question reality. A lake covered in giant spots, a forest where all the trees are crooked, a literal door to hell that's been burning for 50 years. This will be one of our craziest videos yet. These aren't average tourist spots. They look like they were ripped from sci-fi. Get ready for an epic journey. Quick challenge. If you've heard of any of these 5, spam the comments and tell me which. I bet most of you haven't heard of at least 4. Hit that like button if you're ready. Let's do this. Alright, for our first location, we're heading down to Bolivia to see something that looks like it's from another planet. This is Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat in the entire world. It's over 4,000 square miles of pure white salt, stretching out as far as the eye can see. It's so big, you can actually see it from space. It's one of the flattest places on Earth, but here is where it gets absolutely insane. When it rains, this entire desert transforms into something unbelievable. A thin layer of water covers the salt, creating the world's largest natural mirror. The reflection is so perfect that it becomes impossible to tell where the ground ends and the sky begins. It literally feels like you are walking on the clouds, floating in the sky. People come from all over the world just to take pictures here because you can create the most insane optical illusions. It's a photographer's paradise and a total mind-bender. The sheer scale of it is something you have to experience to believe. Imagine standing in the middle of this giant mirror at sunset. The sky turns all these crazy shades of orange, pink, and purple, and it's all reflected perfectly below your feet. You feel like you're in a dream. Honestly, pictures and videos don't even do it justice. A giant, perfectly flat salt desert that turns into a sky-reflecting mirror is, without a doubt, one of the weirdest and most beautiful places our planet has to offer. Kicking off our list with a banger. Okay, if you thought a giant mirror was weird, wait until you see this next place. We are traveling to the middle of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, to a place that locals call the Door to Hell. This isn't a metaphor, guys. It is a giant crater, over 230 feet wide, that has been on fire continuously since 1971. Back in the early 70s, Soviet engineers were drilling for natural gas. The ground collapsed, releasing poisonous methane. So they lit it on fire to stop the gas from spreading. They figured it would burn off in a few weeks. They were wrong. Those few weeks have turned into more than half a century. At night, you can see the glow from miles and miles away. Standing at the edge, you feel this intense wave of heat, and you can hear the constant roaring sound of the flames. It's both terrifying and absolutely mesmerizing. It literally feels like you are staring into the underworld. People camp out in the desert just to see this fiery spectacle under the stars. Spiders are apparently drawn to the light and heat. You can sometimes see thousands swarming near the edge. The fire is still burning today, fed by massive gas reserves underground. No one knows exactly how much gas is down there or how much longer it will burn. It could be another 50 years or hundreds. A giant, eternally burning pit of fire in the middle of nowhere. This easily makes the list of the weirdest places on Earth. Alright, from a fiery pit to a spotted lake. This is Spotted Lake, not your average lake. For most of the year it looks pretty normal, but in the summer something incredible happens. As the water evaporates under the summer sun, it leaves behind these huge, circular pools of minerals, making the entire lake look like it's covered in giant, colorful polka dots. Each one of these spots has a different chemical makeup, which is why they all have different colors. Magnesium sulfate, calcium sodium sulfate, silver, titanium. You'll see spots that are green, yellow, blue, and brown, all right next to each other. This lake is also a sacred and historically important place for the local Okanagan Silks people, who have considered it a healing lake for centuries. You can't just go for a swim here, though. The lake is protected by a fence and is on private land. It's so strange that during World War I, the minerals from the lake were actually harvested to manufacture ammunition. A polka-dotted lake that's both a sacred healing site and a source for ammo? That is officially one of the weirdest things I've ever heard of. Okay, this next one is not for the faint of heart. We're heading to Paris, France, but we're not going to see the Eiffel Tower. We are going deep underground, into the catacombs of Paris. This is an underground labyrinth, stretching for miles beneath the city streets, and the walls are lined with the bones and skulls. 6 million people. In the late 18th century, the city's cemeteries were overflowing. They were becoming a public health problem. They decided to dig up the bones from all cemeteries and move them into the ancient limestone quarry tunnels. What's even crazier is that they didn't just dump the bones in a pile. The workers arranged skulls and femurs into elaborate decorative patterns and walls. There are plaques with poems and religious passages about death and mortality. It's incredibly artistic, but also profoundly unsettling. Only a small section is open to the public, but the entire network is over 200 miles long, most of it off-limits and dangerous. That doesn't stop urban explorers, known as cataphiles, from illegally entering the tunnels to explore, party, and even create secret cinemas and art galleries down there. Imagine getting lost in a dark maze where the walls are made of human remains. It's the stuff of nightmares. This is easily one of the spookiest and weirdest historical sites on the planet. For our final and possibly most mysterious location, we are going to a small forest near the town of Gryfino in western Poland. At first glance, it might look like any other pine forest, but then you notice something is very, very wrong. This is the Crooked Forest, about 400 pine trees, all sharing the exact same bizarre deformity. Amazingly, every tree in this grove is bent in the exact same direction, north, yet they're surrounded by perfectly normal straight pines. There are many theories. 1. A unique gravitational pull or energy vortex. Another, heavy snowfall bent young saplings. Most likely human manipulation. Locals may have bent the trees to produce curved wood for boats, furniture, or sleigh ribs. 1, 2 may have interrupted the work, leaving the grove abandoned. Walking through it feels like stepping into a fairy tale. Quiet, eerie, and strangely beautiful. And there you have it. 5 of the absolute weirdest, most mind-boggling places on planet Earth. So now the big question, which of these 5 was the weirdest to you? Drop a comment below and tell me your pick. I read all the comments. Tell me if there are other crazy places I should visit next. If your mind was blown today and you want more, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more insane content coming your way. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video.